Assalamu alaikum. Now, next week, inshallah, is an exciting week for our children because it's the autumn half term, and they're already planning what to do with their friends, and maybe some will go on holiday and they will just have a break from school. I think for them is simply enough. But it is not, of course, an exciting time for the children of those who are detained. For detainees, for those who are in prison without charge and simply waiting and waiting and waiting. For those children of those detainees, it is oftentimes a more stressful time and difficult time because those feelings of abandonment and separation and feelings of loss are magnified during holiday times. And this really is where the work of H-Hugs, helping households under great stress, comes into play. H-Hugs has been working in the UK supporting the families of Muslim detainees for around 13 years, and they've supported, in fact, more than 185 different cases of women, children, elderly, sometimes even non-Muslim elderly who belong, to Muslim families. And they're the only ones in the UK registered charity who are doing that work. And they have only months left, a few months left, to try and raise around £120,000 of our donations. Remember, of course, the H-Hugs doesn't rely on external funds. They only rely on our donations to support this work. If you think, all of us fear separation. We fear to be separated from our loved ones, and for a child, this can be very damaging. For a child's mental health, well-being in school, child could experience things like racism, Islamophobia, bullying. A difficulty in continuing with work, a dropping of grades, seclusion. All of these factors come into play for a child who doesn't know where his father is or why his father is where his father is. And so what H-Hugs does is to provide support for them, emotional support, to provide visits to see the father or the husband, in prison, or just visits of, Muslim charity workers in this charity who's providing help for them, emotional support for them, taking them out on trips, providing gifts for them, like on Eid, so that they don't feel as if all is lost. Physical support, financial support, emotional support for those young children, vulnerable, elderly parents sometimes, or wives. Therefore, we all have an obligation to help them in this very difficult time, to ensure that this work of this charity continues here for us. What a great thing that they're doing. Remember, they could be anybody and anybody's family. And we have an obligation to help irrespective of whether they're Muslim or not Muslim. Anybody who is in need deserves our support as Muslims. And that is, of course, the actualizing of all that we talk about and believe in terms of mercy and compassion and empathy and goodwill and so on and so forth. So I would really encourage all of you to please donate generously to this charity, H-Hugs, so that inshallah their work can continue and they can help to be there for those who are vulnerable and who are in need. Jazakumullah khairan wa assalamu alaikum.